Thanks for joining me again, guys. For anyone who's new to the class, my name is Deanna and I'm from the Pilates studio. Today's class, we're not going to use any equipment and I'll give you as many options as you can, but this is a pretty straightforward class. We're going to go through a little bit of everything, but you will definitely get a good workout. So I'm going to get you to start standing near the back of your mat, your feet pointing forward, and the feet should be lined up with your hip bones, right? So the hip bones, little pokey bones, feet should be lined up with those, okay? And I want you just to rest your arms at your side, looking straight ahead like you were balancing a book on the top of your head. And I want you to shift your weight forward into the front of the feet and then backwards into the heels. Okay, so the feet will stay flat, but I just want you to feel that shift forward and back. And you can keep your eyes open, you can close your eyes if you'd like, especially if you've been staring at a screen all day. And just feel how the body reacts. When you're shifting the weight forward, there's different muscles that will start to kind of contract versus when you shift your weight back. And now I want you to find where you feel like the weight is distributed evenly. So your heels, your baby toe, and your big toe, those 3 points feel like they're all anchored down evenly. And you're going to inhale, reach your arms out to the side and up. And then exhale, as you lower your arms, your chin sinks to your chest. Keep the weight even on both feet all the way through your roll down. Okay, so it'll be very tempting to shift the weight forward or back, but try to keep it as even as possible. Once you get down to as far as you can go, take a deep breath, and then you exhale to restack the spine. Same thing, focus on the shifting of the weight of the feet. It shouldn't be shifting. Inhale, reach the arms back to the ceiling. And then you exhale again, roll back forward. Okay, so again, you're just trying to keep those 3 points evenly pressing into the mat. We're going to do it one more time. Takes a little bit of stability, right? All the way through. Now, I want you to see if you can touch the ground, okay? If you need to bend the knees to do this, you can. And then I want you to bend yourself into a little bit of a squat. So your heels can lift off, your hands are beside your feet, okay? Your legs are still hip width apart. Relax through the shoulders and kind of send your eye line forward. All right, take a deep breath. And then exhale, start to straighten the legs. So the heels will come down as far as you're comfortable, okay? Inhale, come back down. As long as your fingertips are touching. So if you need to lift, I've got to lift my thumbs off here. And again, it's stretch the hamstrings. Back is staying straight. So as you start to work through these, if this is too much on your knees, just go back into our roll downs, okay? Totally acceptable. 2 more. And up. Hopefully you're starting to get a little bit more range of motion here. Now come back down into your squat. Walk your hands forward. Your knees can now come down to the floor. And you're going to come into a tabletop position, okay? So hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips. You can make a fist with your hands if you need to. Now I want you to think of lifting your chest away from the floor so your shoulder blades will separate, but your back is still straight. And then allow your shoulder blades to come together. So inhale, reach them apart. Exhale. This is our scapular retraction and protraction. Basically your shoulder blades, if you think of them as 2 small dinner plates resting on your back, and they slide towards each other and then away from each other. Okay, but you don't need to kind of move through your back, right? Nice, last time here. And then I want you, when you're ready, to find somewhere where you feel like your shoulder blades are resting flat. Your toes should be tucked under. And then you're going to exhale, pick the knees up into a hover and lower. So you've just got that little bit of a knee hover. And down. It's just a little bit of a warm up here. The higher your knees go, the easier this is on your core, right? If you got your knees up here, you're shifting all your weight into your arms. I want it to be in the arms and the abdominals and the back. 2 more. Last time. And then round the spine. So you're tucking the tailbone under, tucking the ribs up, sitting back to the heels to stretch it out. Last little warm up here onto your stomach. Legs are gonna stay hip width apart, okay? Hands are at the side of your head, elbows are down. Imagine your hands are pressing down into the floor and smearing towards your feet. So that what should happen is your shoulder blades should feel like they kind of connect a little and they're almost squeezing down and in a bit. And then just inhale, float the head and chest up, and then exhale, lower. This is our breaststroke prep. So this is not a lower back exercise. This is more kind of middle, upper back. So the legs shouldn't be overly active. The butt shouldn't be clenching. It's just a little lift of the chest up and forward. Last one here. Same idea, but arms at your side. Palms are facing the floor, shoulders start rolled forward. Then you're gonna lift the shoulders away from the floor, turn the palms in as the chest lifts up and forward, and then release. So inhale, reach, and down. And again, it's a breaststroke prep, it's called. Reach. And again, it's not lower back, so you shouldn't be going really far up, or you shouldn't be lifting very high at all. 2 more. Fantastic. And then pop yourself up. Sit right back onto your heels. Walk your hands as far forward as you can. And enjoy this last little stretch. All right, we're going to start lying on our back. We're going to go right into a little bit of bridging and abdominal work. So legs are going to be hip distance apart, hands behind your head, elbows should be visible in your eye line. And then bringing your pelvis into neutral. So getting that small little gap between the low back and the mat. All right, so exhale, curl the head and shoulders up and down. So this is our chest lift. When you're working through your chest lift, your legs shouldn't really be moving around. Focus on the abdominals. Hold your next one up and then float your right knee so it's bent over your hip and then keep going for 5. You're still neutral. 3, 4, 5. Hold your next one up like this, switching legs, and then 5 more on this side. So knee is bent over the hip. Hold your next curl up. Now I want you to imprint, so pelvic tilt so the low back is now pressing into the mat. Both legs lift up into a tabletop, and then 5 more crunches. 1, 2, 3, 4, last time. Hold it up, hold it up, hold it up. Reach your arms to your side, palms are facing the floor. Hold it up, hold it up. Now open the knees up so they're hip distance apart. Perfect, tap one foot down and up. Just alternating side to side. Keep tapping with the legs, but float your arms straight to the ceiling. So keep your head and shoulders lifted. If it's too much in the neck, I want you to bring your head all the way to the floor. Okay, but keep your arms lifted for reaching. Now opposite arm and leg. Yeah, think about that one, right? So only one arm moves at a time. It's a tricky one. Curling up. Oops. 2 more. And then hug the knees into the chest, bringing the feet back down to the floor. Fantastic. All right, knees stay bent, arms are at your side still, you're neutral. Squeezing through the glutes, exhale, lift the hips up. And inhale, lower down. So squeeze the glutes. Want you to focus on your foot pressure. So as you're lifting, think of the weight pushing into your feet as opposed to pushing into your shoulders or your upper back. So you're pressing the weight in the feet and almost like you're reaching out through your kneecaps. Hold it up. So your hips start level and then one bum cheek is going to relax and the hip will drop and then exhale, lift it back up. So you're alternating side to side. So one hip drops and back up. Drops and back up. The trick is to squeeze your glute. The weight should still be in the feet. Once you can get that really strong glute squeeze and you can emphasize that, you're going to feel your glute work a lot more. One more on each side. Now keep your hips lifted, squeeze the glutes, press it up, reach your arms all the way back behind you, palms facing the ceiling, and very slowly roll the spine down one vertebrae at a time. Just think of your ribs sinking down and you're just stretching, keep your butt squeezing. Roll through, take your time, roll through, all the way through that lower back until you're in neutral again. Awesome, and then hug your knees in and roll yourself all the way back up. Perfect. Okay, we're gonna do some side work here. So you're gonna have your elbow bent under your shoulder, bottom knee bent, top leg straight. Oh, sorry, both legs straight, or both legs bent. Okay, lifting into your side plank. Perfect, so you're holding your side plank here. Then I want you to keep your feet together and I want you to lift the top knee up. So it's like your clam, but you're up in a half plank position. How exciting. Okay, so make sure you're in a proper half plank position, shoulder to hip to knee is one straight line. Your bottom and top hip are gonna work in this one. 4 more. 4, 3, 2, 1. Now straighten the top leg now. Okay, so it's pointed. Keep your hips lifted. Then you're gonna let the hip lower. So you're bent, shorten top waist. Crunch up just a little bit past straight. So it's like you're doing a little side bend. So the crunch and the work you're really gonna feel in that bottom waist. And a lot of other places as well, like your shoulder and the bottom hip. 3 more. 3, 2, 1, and then relax it all the way down. Before we do the other side, you're gonna turn onto your stomach. You're gonna bring your feet slightly wider than your hips, and you're gonna bring your hands down right beside your head. Okay, point your feet, squeeze the glutes and abs, and then again, smear the hands down and back towards your feet almost. So you feel like your shoulder blades slide down towards your bum, and then you're gonna inhale, just float the head and chest up, keep the elbows down, and then exhale, release. Just a little bit of back extension. If you've got the capacity, you can let the elbows lift into your swan dive prep, and then reach away as you lower. Up, and down. Just that long feeling through the back of your neck. You don't want to be looking straight ahead. 2 more. Nice back extension. Keep those glutes strong. Perfect. Pop yourself up. Quick sit onto the heels, and then going straight into the other side for your side plank. So elbows bent under your shoulders. You're in a side plank position. Both knees are bent, okay? And then you're lifting and lowering the top leg. So remember to keep the shoulder, the hip, and the knee in one straight line as you work through the clay. So slightly different than you would do if you're resting flat on the mat. So now the other side of the body, the shoulder, the hip, are doing a lot of work here. So is the top leg. 3 more until we switch it up. 1, 2, 3, and then the top leg is gonna go straight. All right, then lower the hip, lift slightly past straight. So you're bending at your top waist, and then you're bending at your bottom waist. If you think of it that way, as opposed to your arms doing all the work, you'll often get that crunch, that side bend feeling, the top. 3 more. 1, 2, last one, 3. Perfect, and then relax it all the way down. Great, now we're gonna do a quick stretch before we go on. So you're gonna be lying on your back, ankle up on your thigh, pull the legs towards you. I always kind of slide my other hand through the middle and just give that glute a little bit of a stretch. And then we're gonna swap. So switching sides. This is a great stretch no matter what, right? Favorite stretch. And then we're gonna go into a little bit of our spinal twist. 3 options with this one. We'll start with the first one, and I'll keep bringing you up as quick as I can. So you're neutral in your pelvis, your feet are together, your knees are together, they're glued together. So I want you to feel that gentle squeeze. And then you inhale to lower both legs to one side. One foot is lifted off the mat. Exhale, roll the legs up. We've been doing my classes, we've been doing these, not every single class, but we do them quite a bit. So you can keep your feet down like this. You could do it in a tabletop. Inhale to one side, shoulders need to stay down on the mat. You can also go a little bit mad today. And then this one I wanted the third version. You lower the legs in the tabletop first, and then really contract the quads, squeeze the legs straight, then roll them up. And then I want you to bend them again. I like the extension on this part. It really causes you to focus when you go to straighten the legs on using your abdominals. So when you go to straighten your legs, you're not going to sink in your back. You're not going to I want you to think thigh muscles squeeze to straighten your legs, abs work to keep your spine straight. So if you're tight in your hamstrings, it's a lot more work than if you're really flexible. I am not flexible. I'm getting there. We'll do one more on the other side. Awesome. Roll yourself all the way back up. All right, we're going to do our roll over. Okay. So I want you to sit kind of near the front of your mat. Legs are going to be together to start. And I want you to roll off your sit bones. Legs are up. Perfect. Arms are just reaching out to the sides. They're going to go down to the mat as we roll back. Take a deep breath. Start to roll back on your exhale. Inhale, open the feet, flex them. Exhale, roll down. Oops, follow the legs all the way back up. Exhale. Inhale, open and flex. Exhale, roll down. Following the legs, bending them at the top. This is kind of fun. Okay, it is slightly different than a traditional roll over because your head is going to lift a little earlier. So you're following the spine, almost like a combination of rolling like a ball and a roll over. Nice little flow movement here. 2 more. Last time. Fabulous. Probably almost out of the picture here. All right, now we're going to stand up. That's why I've got my camera switched the other way because I wanted to do a few different things standing. We're going to start at the back of the mat into our push-up series with a little bit of a plank. Remember with the push-ups, if you feel you can do a really strong push-up, a full push-up, a men's push-up, with your knees lifted, you see the roll of the eyes there, feel free. I'd rather you, if you're not sure, do the push-up with your knees down. You'll get a way better quality movement, getting nice and low down with your knees on the floor. So starting with the feet pointing forward, hip width apart, take an inhale, reach your arms to the ceiling. Exhale, roll forward. Walk the hands out into your push-up position. So pinky fingers near the edge of your mat. Pick your push-up position. Do 2 push-ups only. Inhale, lower. Exhale, press up. 1, 2. Up into a plank position. Bend and lift 3 times. 1, 2, 3, and then walk it back up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Roll it up. Breathe in, reach the arms up. Roll it forward. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 push-ups again. Pick your poison position here. 1, 2, up into your plank. 1 knee lowers and lifts, alternating sides. 2, all the way to 6. 3, 4, 5, 6. Lift the bum up, walk it up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Roll it up. Reach the arms up. Lower down. 2 push-ups again. Walk it forward. Pick your position. 2 push-ups. Up into a plank position. This time tap one foot to the side and in 6 times. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Lift the tailbone up, walk it up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Roll it up 2 more rounds. Reach it up. Lower forward. Pick your push-up position. 2 push-ups. Lift it up into a plank position. Lift the foot straight in the air. 1. Just a little. 2. Keep the back straight. 3, 4. You're almost there. 5, 6. Walk it back up. This is our last round. Roll it up. Reach the arms to the ceiling. Woo! And then roll it all the way down. 2 push-ups. Pick your poison. 1, 2, back up into your plank. Hold it here. Catch your breath. Or at least I gotta catch mine. Press the heels to the floor. Lift the chest away from the floor. Should feel like you're lifting up. Keep holding it. Rock your weight onto the balls of the feet. Press the heels down for 6, 5. Burning those shoulders. 4. Almost there. 3, 2. 1 more. Bring the knees down and rest. Woo. Good stuff. All right, back onto your back. A little bit of ab work here. So we're going to go through our double leg and single leg series. Anything can be done with your head down if it's getting too much, or your hands behind your head to adjust. You're going to start, first one is hands behind the head. Imprinted legs are in a tabletop, but the legs should be hip width apart, so there's a gap between the knees. Exhale, reach one leg out, bring the other leg in. Switch. Switch. Slow, right? Slow is always better, in most cases. At least in Pilates. Now rotate towards your bent knee. Keep it going. 4 left. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it all the way in for a second. Double leg stretch. So head and shoulders are lifted. Hands are starting at the outside of each knee. Curl yourself up. So use your hands to help lift you up a little bit. And then exhale, reach the arms back, the legs out. Circle the arms around, bend the knees in. So the head and shoulders stay lifted. You shouldn't feel like your head drops backwards as your arms reach backwards. Curl up higher every time. 5, 4, curl higher. 3, 2, 1 more. Oh yeah, and then bring it all the way down. Straighten the legs out, straighten the arms out. Give yourself a quick stretch. Whew. And then, staying on your back. Knees bend, hip width apart. You're going to go into a neutral pelvis, a little bit of a space, arms at your side. Squeeze through the glutes and lift yourself into your hip bridge. Hips are level. Inhale, extend one leg to the ceiling. Exhale, bring it down and up. Focus on keeping the hips lifted evenly and extending your legs straight, especially if you're a little tight to the hips and hamstrings. It's a little bit of work at the very end, so squeeze your thigh or your quad muscle to extend the legs straight. Right? You having fun yet? 1 more on each side. And then I want you just to roll the spine back down for a quick rest. From this position, we're going to hold our hips up. It can be done with your legs straight or bent, depending on how comfortable you feel. So you're going to lift into your hip bridge, check the hips are level. Now either bend your right knee over your hip or extend the legs straight. And then you're going to lower the hips a couple inches, squeeze and lift it up. Okay, so I'm going to do it with my knee bent. So I've been doing a lot of running. Getting faster, but I can definitely feel running in my 40s is different than running in my 30s. 4 more. 1, 2, doesn't mean it can't be done, but 3, which is a little different.
10. Perfect. Bring the leg down. Other leg comes up. Lower. So you're using that supporting butt muscle. So you're pressing into your feet and you're really trying to squeeze that glute. You've got 5 more to go. 1, 2, 3, 4, last one. 5, bringing the foot down, roll the spine all the way back down. Fantastic. Legs are going to go straight now. We're going to do some roll-ups. So arms are going to reach, I'm going to use this kind of as a little bit of stretch as well. So arms are going to reach out to your, back behind you. Starting with the half roll-up. Exhale, curl the head and shoulders up, reaching your fingertips towards your toes. And release all the way back. You can let the ribs lift for the stretch. Now with the roll-up, if you're unable to roll all the way up with your legs on the ground, continue with this one. We're going to do 5 more roll-ups. Reach long, and then roll it back. Reaching all the way behind, you can stretch. Try to get your lower back to touch before your middle back. That's where a lot of the ab work will come from, especially on the way down. 3. So as you start to roll down, think tuck, 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 and try to get that low back to touch before the middle back. 2 more. All right. 1 more. I want you to stay up on this last one and reach forward, grabbing anywhere you can on the legs and gently pulling yourself forward for a stretch. And just breathe nice and deep. And then when you're ready, restack yourself up and you're going to sit cross-legged. We're just going to do a little bit of a spine twist, okay? But in a cross-legged position. So your arms are going to be out to your side, palms facing forward, and your hands should be lined up with your shoulders. And just think weight should be pressing down on your sit bones. Inhale, think lengthen tall. A lot of thinking, right? Inhale, lengthen tall. Exhale, twist 3 times. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. And center. 1 more on the other side. Now with your fingertips at your temples. Think of growing taller every time you twist, right? So the top of your head is reaching to the ceiling. 1 more on each side. Keep those legs as still as you can. Now if you can, hands behind your head, gently press into the hands. Exhale, twist. You feel the difference? It's a lot less rotation in the different arm positions. 1 more each side. Last time. Come to the center, release the arms down, and just reach forward for me. Stretch it out for a second. And let's cross the legs the other way and stretch forward again. Perfect. And then we're going to end the class standing up again. So I'm going to get you to stand. Your feet pointing forward. Okay, and then again, they should be hip distance apart. I'm going to face the camera just to give you a better idea here. So your arms are resting at your side. Take an inhale, left arm's going to come up. Exhale, bend to the side. Come up, bend to the other side. We're not completely done the class yet. I just wanted to give you a little bit of a stretch after that spine twist. Now, both arms are going to come in front. I'm going to turn my view again here. Feet are still pointing forward. I want you to pretend you're sitting back into a chair, but not all the way back, just a little bit, right? So the weight is in your heels, okay? All right, now shift your weight into the balls of your feet. So the body kind of shifts forward, but your feet are still touching. And then without letting your hips lift, I want you to exhale, lift one heel off the floor, and then bring it down. And then the other, and down, right? So keep going here.
So as you're lifting one heel up, you want to make sure you're pressing right where that second toe is, that thick part of the ball of the foot. Now if you're feeling good, both legs at the same time. Try to keep the knees lined up with the feet. Don't let the knees flare out to the side. Try not to roll onto the outside of your feet. You're just trying to keep that upper body pretty much quiet. The movement's all coming through the legs, the ankles. My thighs always like shake when I bring my heels back down. Awesome. Now lift both heels up and hold them up. Okay, see if you can maintain your balance and then keep the heels lifted as you stand up. So you're now nice and straight on your tippy toes. And then come all the way back down without tipping backwards. So you're up, now reach your arms to the ceiling and then bring them down as you come down in your squat. And up, keep going, and down. And up. Woo. Nice balance test here. The thicker your mat is, the harder this is. FYI. 2 more. And then you're going to come down to your squat, lower your heels, and then you can come up to a standing position and just shake it out a little bit. Perfect. Love it, love it, love it. All right, last one here. You're going to be standing. Actually, let's do it this way. Standing with your feet turned out. So your heels are slightly wider than your hips. All right, we're going to go down into a squat and back up. So I don't want your knees going really far over top of the front of your toes. So pick a position that's comfortable. And your knees are meant to be wide. So your kneecaps are lined up with the center of your feet. This is great for opening up the hips. Okay. Now we're going to hold the squat down. So I don't want you to lean forward. I want you to stay upright, like your back is straight up against a wall. And then without your hips lifting, you're going to lift one heel up and down. Oh, this is my favorite one. Okay, so again, it's ankle movement. There's no reason to lift your body up when you do it. It's really, or it should, really work your thighs. Now, just like the other one, you can do both. And down. Shake, 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 and down. Trying to keep that weight from shifting onto the baby toe. You want it to be on that second toe, right beside the big toe. Now, hold your heels up. Now straighten the legs out, squeeze the thighs, squeeze the butt, and then bring yourself back down into your squat. So your heels are lifted. If you need a break, you can take the heels down, bring them back up again, but try to keep them lifted. Squeeze. So it's about activating the legs for balance. If you just rely on your feet and your ankles, it's not going to work as well, but if you can really use your thighs, squeeze your butt, abdominals. 3 more. Woo. Can you tell I was never a ballet dancer? 1, 2, last time. Hold the heels up, bring both heels down, and walk the feet in. Fantastic. All right, let's give it a real quick stretch out. Feet pointing forward. Take an inhale, reach your arms up and back behind you so your hips press forward into some extension, and then roll it forward. Inhale, back up and reach behind, clasping the fingers together, and forward. So just at the top, you just kind of grab both hands together so you have a little point of reference as you reach back. Take your time. And then roll forward and stay there for a second. Grab the arms behind the legs. Okay, don't let your knees come together, and just gently let your head lower and relax, and very gently use your arms to help pull the chest towards the thighs. And then when you're ready, release the arms down and slowly roll yourself all the way back up into a standing position. And you're done. Oh, I hope you enjoyed that. My legs are going to thank me tomorrow, I'm sure. Yeah, again, thanks for joining us. If you did enjoy the classes, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel or like us on Facebook, share the class with your friends. Right now we've got a huge library of classes on our Facebook and YouTube channel, so scroll through them if you want to do something a little bit different over the weekend. But I'll be back posting a class on Friday. All right, I think that's it. Thanks again, guys, and I hope you guys all